a really fun paper weaving project that by the end will look like a colorful patterned rug. Let's get started on how to begin your black paper. Your sub will pass out to you today a piece of black paper that has a name, class, number sticker on it. Please start with this piece of information first. Then fold your piece of paper in half, hot dog style. Taking your ruler, we are going to be using the actual width of the ruler rather than the numbers today, so don't worry about if you don't know how to use a ruler. Taking your ruler, you are going to line up the entire width of your ruler with the side that has your name, class, number sticker on, right at the edge of that black paper. Then draw your white line with a white colored pencil that is in your material boxes. Now, on the long side of your black paper, you are going to be taking your ruler and using the red line down the middle of your ruler to measure how far away your line should be from the edge of your black paper. Line up that red line right at the edge of your black paper and draw your white line along the edge of your ruler. Scoot that ruler over, line up the red line again, and finish your white line. We are going to use the half ruler again at the top of your black paper. The top has no name, class, number sticker on it. So line up that red line, hold your ruler down, and draw your white line. These lines that we have drawn are going to act as our border. These are places where we will not cut. Once you have your lines of your border drawn, the next thing that we will do is you are going to use your ruler again with the red line to draw half ruler lines along the center of your black paper. Line up your ruler with the red line next to your other line. See how I started at the top and I'm going all the way down? Moving your ruler over to line up that white line with my red line. All the way down. One more. That'll be good. Next, I'm going to take my scissors and begin cutting slits along these white lines that I've created. My cut stops at my border line. Don't go past your border. Do notice that I'm cutting along the center of my paper. So when I open my paper, I will have strips in the middle, but they do not stop on the edges. So please, 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 before you start cutting, double check that your name, class, number sticker is along the border. Otherwise, you're going to have to try again on another piece of black paper, which there are extras attached in the sub boxes. But we're hopefully going to get it right the first time because you're going to double check before you start cutting. Cut all the way even to the border line. I would like for you to cut your border line as well. So up at the top here, cut this line as well. So you're going to continue cutting until you have all of your slits nicely cut. This is a good practice for you to cut straight lines. Take your time because we can work on this next class as well. Once you have all your slits cut, you will begin to start weaving. I've already started my pattern and I was inspired by last week's Roy G. Biv lesson, and so I decided to make my pattern Roy G. Biv again. I need to start on my blue line next. Notice how my strips alternate with the black. I've started my red one behind the paper, my orange one in front of the paper, the yellow one behind, and the green one in front as well. So for my blue one, what way do you think I should start it? Should I start it in front like this or behind like this? If you said behind, you're correct. I start my blue paper behind and go over the next strip, then under the next one, then over, then pick up the next strip, under, over. Sometimes it takes a little bit of underhanding of your paper to get those strips to move in the way that you'd like them to move. And it takes a little time. Notice how my black strips have become like a checkered pattern. Every other one is black. That's how you know that you have started your colored strip correctly. Okay, boys and girls, now that you are finished with your weaving, the last thing you need to do is double check that you have dots of glue underneath all of your tabs, both on the front of your paper and the back. I'm going to scoot this one down. This one's a little cattywampus. On the front and on the back, because many of your strips started on the other side. Well, actually half of them started on the other side. So you need to make sure and tack all of them down before your artwork goes on the drying rack. When you are finished, your artwork should go on the drying rack. And then if you have finished early, you can go ahead and grab your sketchbook to put your, to do free art in your sketchbook. Now, I expect actually that many of you may not finish with this during our class today. And if so, we can work on this the following class. So do not worry if you're not finished by the end of class. All right, boys, you can grab your material boxes and do your best. Head to your tables.